Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cab Crew Wednesday, and this is Tom. I'll be your host tonight, and hopefully some of the other members will show up tonight. I'd like to say hello to everyone. Sparky was the first one in tonight. He gets the cookie. And then Peyton, how you doing? Welcome. Mike from Pendulum Junction. How you doing, Mike? How's everything over in England? Tammy and Ray's here. Hello. Dave, DB Tech's here. How you doing, Dave? Robert from Flying Crows here. How you doing, Robert? And let's see if I missed anybody. Oh, and Randall Ellison's here. Hey, Randall, how's everything going with you? Well, Sparky, that tank didn't print well on my rosin printer either. It might be the file. So we'll take a look at it later. So how's everybody doing tonight on this Thanksgiving Eve? I want to hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. And hopefully everything is, everybody travels safely and gets to wherever you're going, with your family or whatever. So everybody be safe tomorrow. So I've been off all week. I usually take this week off from work because we get 3 days off. We get Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off at the university. And so I take 2 vacation days to get a whole week off. So I've been working on my layout and stuff. And I've been 3D printing all week long. Matter of fact, the printer is going now. Printing these are for a Dremel tool. They're a holder. They'll go slide into that piece that I'm printing right now, and then this is the small end. So one goes on the top and one goes on the bottom. So when the Dremel tool goes through, it doesn't slide out. And I had them in my kitchen area charging all the time, and I said I got to change that because I don't like the way they were. And in my office here, I have a closet with some extra outlets. So I'm going to mount this inside the closet so that they can be hanging there, getting charged. So that's what I'm printing now. Next thing I got to print is a holder for this. This is a Miller Engineering billboard sign device that runs the billboard. But this one here doesn't work. This is the one in my video I was telling everybody that I didn't get working, and I took it down. And these 2 wires here are for the power. And you hook up a battery to them, and you can test it. But it didn't work with the batteries on there. First, I thought it was the wire going back to the Miller Engineering terminal block. But that was a good piece of wire, and so I was just, I sent them an email and never got a response, and then I went on their website and saw that they now sell this separately. So, excuse me. So we can, let me bring it over here, you see it better. So we can now just order these things in case something goes bad with the billboard. So I ordered them the other day. They shipped them out, and they're supposed to be here either Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure what day. But I'm going to print a holder for these so that when I put them up on underneath the layout, they'll slide into the holder. I had double back tape on it, but it kept on falling down. These weigh a little bit too much. for the double back tape. And I don't think double back tape sticks well to plywood. It just, I got a couple other things that are double back taped and they're falling off too. So I got to make holders for all this stuff. So that's the next thing I'm going to print. I was printing propane tanks all day yesterday and today. I had made propane tanks originally on my rosin printer, but they came out, looked like a torpedo instead of like a rounded tank. And I didn't like the way they looked, so I just replaced all of them. The ones I printed on my Viper came out perfect, so I replaced all of them. I made 1,000-gallon propane tanks and 500-gallon tanks. 500-gallon tanks for the smaller buildings and the propane tanks, 1,000 for the bigger ones. Hey James, how you doing? Glad to see you making in here. Grandpa Rails, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. And John from Schuylkill Valley, how you doing, John? How's your 3D printing coming along? Did you make your phone booth yet? I printed one the other day. It came out pretty decent on my rosin printer. So hope yours come out okay too. And Joe Rader's here. Hey Joe, how you doing? Good to see you. So that's what I've been doing. A lot of 3D printing. Also, you can see over here, these are 2 storage tanks that our friend cousin Vinny sent me. And but I don't have no instructions. So looking at the box, it's written in German, so it's kind of hard to. I'm just taking my time on that one. Fortunately, these rails, at least the holes line up, but you had to get them started in the right place because some of these have a smaller gap in the beginning and then they go bigger gaps on the way around. So it's always interesting when you don't have instructions. Okay, Summer's making dinner. And so it's, so that project is just a little slow. And then I got a bottle here of fire hydrants that I got to paint yet. And then I got a whole bunch of people to paint. These are all 3D printed people I made. So a little here and a little there, those kind of things. And I was installing current keepers in some of my engines. And the one set of engines I got to work because they just simply plugged right into the decoder. The other, and they were part of a DPU that I have running on the 3rd level. I have 4 engines in that consist, so they all work. And the other 2 had a 21-pin decoder in it. These are all Tasami 2s, and no place to. Hey Dave, DB Tech, how you doing? And so the 21-pin decoders don't have a place to plug a current keeper in. So I went to try and I got a diagram from Soundtracks, spoke to Norman out there, and he gave me a diagram on how to solder the wires on for the decoder. And Heath, how you doing, Heath? Thanks for stopping in. And the pins were so close together, even with my magnifying glasses. The solder bled onto the other pin on the board. So I called up Soundtracks, and then we decided to get buddy boards. So I replaced the boards that were in those engines with buddy boards. And I couldn't get the buddy board to get 14 volts current. I spoke to Nick from the buddy board, the guy who makes them, and we got it working. But my decoder was getting real hot, so I shipped it out to Soundtracks 2 weeks ago. They fixed it, and they said, I called them up on Monday, and they said it was shipped on the 16th. And I said, what's the tracking number? And the guy said, well, the girl's out to lunch. I called her back, and she said, oh, we didn't ship it yet. It was, they had my credit card information wrong. They had the wrong expiration date and the wrong security code. Now, I put that information in a long time ago. I don't know what, nothing's changed. Probably they transposed the number or something. So they so I gave her the right information. I saw on my bank the charge went through. Then I called up the next day and said, hey, can you give me the tracking information? They gave me the tracking number, and she said it was shipped out yesterday. And that was on Tuesday I called. Well, today's Wednesday, and it arrived already. Now, from Colorado to New Jersey in 2 days, I don't think so. It probably was shipped when the guy said it was on the 16th, but I was glad to get it, and I plugged it in. I had set up the buddy board with all the LEDs and soldered all them wires on, the motor and the trucks and everything. And all I needed to do was plug in the 21-pin decoder when I got it, plugged it in, and put it on the track and turned on my DCC test system on my workbench. It came up. Then I went to move it, and it was reversed. It would go forward. If I had forward, it would go backwards. If I go backwards, it would be going forward. So I had to swap the two motor wires, and then it went forward and backwards. So I had installed ditch lights on this engine. It didn't have them before. I 3D printed my ditch lights. They're so tiny. I did it on my rosin printer, and I designed them, and it took me 2 or 3 tries before I got the right size. And the LEDs are in there. Now I just have to set all the CVs because Soundtracks reset the decoder back to defaults. So I got a lot of CVs to set now. And I got the I got the, I have my sheet that I originally set all the CVs. I have each engine, and I know what CVs are in each engine, so I just have to go back and reset them all because it's part of a consist, and the headlights and the rear lights, should be on and off and stuff like that. And I got the ditch lights now, and I got to set a couple CVs to make them when the horn plays, they alternate and flash back and forth, So I got those CVs. I got a set. I'm going to play around with that after the stream and see that I get that engine up on my 3rd level with that consist. I was running a train today up on the 3rd level, the whole distance all the way around, and at speed step 10, it took almost 5 minutes to make it all the way around. So I was happy with that. I've been fixing the glitches as the engine goes around. One spot, I had a little, like maybe 1/8 of an inch gap in the track between the one rail and the other rail. That's why I don't like flex track too much. But I took that piece out, replaced it with another piece. Now I don't have that big of a gap, and the cars run through that without derailing. That was that one section that coming out of the tunnel, and I fixed that. And then I ran it around a couple times, and then the car uncoupled. No, what happened was on the one side of the crossover, the crossing, I'll say it is, um, the first car was derailing there. And then I lifted it up and I said, do I have any weights in this thing? So I opened it up and I added more weight to it. Now it's heavy, and it went through with no problem. So that took care of that problem. And then, so all the new track worked fine. This is the inside run. I got an outside run. I'm going to test that later. But on the original section of track, the engine would come around and there's a double crossover there, and it would hit just past the first turnout of the double crossover and hesitate. Now this engine doesn't have a current keeper, and I think current keepers hide problems that you would want to fix. So I put some pins there to know where it is, and I think I'm going to solder the joints there because I was touching the joints with the screwdriver, and then the engine would pick up and go. So they got to be loose. So I'm going to solder those joints. And Dwight Curley's in the house. How you doing, Dwight? And so that's the only problem I have with that. Once I get that done, I get these two engines with the current keepers in there, and then I can add the rest of the train to it. Right now I'm only pulling a couple cars because some of the track, there's an elevation that it goes up, and I don't want the engine to strain pulling the whole load up a hill. It's not that much, but that's why I have two engines in that consist. So let's see, did I miss somebody? I see somebody saying hello, somebody I don't know. Nope, I think I got everybody. Oh, if I miss anybody, just give me a shout. Got to say hello. If I miss anybody, hello everyone. So that's the first inside track, and once I get that tested and all working, and it goes through flawlessly, then I can glue down the road bed and glue the track in place, or I might just keep it pinned. I have these pins. When my mom passed away, she had a sewing room, and she had a million pins. She used to do a lot of sewing and stuff. So I took that, and I have them, and they fit right in that hole in the railroad tie. So, and it has a nice little head on it, and it keeps them in place. And with the foam road bed that I get from Woodland Scenics, and then the foam on top of the plywood, those pins go down into the foam that I have on top of the plywood. So, and that keeps them in place. And once I balance the tracks, I can remove those pins or keep them in, doesn't matter. So, but I want to test the outside track first so that I can make sure, because I want to do all of the both tracks at the same time with gluing everything down in place. Hey, Mike, how you doing from Trackside? Mike, how's it going? The other night I said, did you go to the post office? I meant to go. You said that you're parked for the turntable was at the post office. You never got there. That's what I was talking about. Because you asked post office for what? It probably was there and they sent it back because you never went and got it. So, so that's what I've been working on. It's been a very productive week. The engine I showed you guys in a video, the GP7 that I printed, I ordered trucks on eBay. They were Athearn, still in the Athearn packs, and they were brand new. So sometimes you get used stuff, but these were brand new trucks. I got the trucks, and then I looked at my model, and I said, they're not going to fit in there. And these were GP7 trucks. Well, the model is not an Athearn model, I guess, because the chassis has no place to put the truck in. Because the truck, if I get it for you, I can show you. Okay, this is an Athearn GP7 truck. And then there's the gears. And then the shaft goes there. And then I have a bag of clips that came with the trucks, and then you clip over, and that keeps the shaft in place. This is the chassis. Well, that don't go up through there. And all the chassis I've seen online, pictures of old GP7s, show this area here all open. So the design of this is for some other kind of brand, I guess. And I don't know what it is. But Jim Tedesco found me some engine mount parts, and I printed them out. And I was going to put he has an engine for me. He was going to send it to me. But if I can't get these to go through there and connect, then I'm at a standstill on this building this engine. Because once you get it through, how does it mount? Because there's no place to put a screw in there, and this is where you solder the wire onto. And unless it can't just lay there, it's got to be able to swivel, like this. So I was going to open up another engine and get an idea. Maybe I can redesign this. I mean, I can cut this out, this area here out. I can cut this out, but I don't know. And I went on eBay and I did a search for a GP7 under frame, and some guys wanted $120, $107 for just this and the wheels on it. But still, I printed this for about 2 cents. I just need the right chassis. So I'm still searching for that. And it's one thing after another. But I did get a whole bunch of stuff in today, like the decoder came in, my power supply came in. I built a button board for my yard, all the turnouts. I have a red and green push button and it has an LED in it, red and green. I hit the button and it changes red, and it took the turnout, the verges and everything. And I had that power supply there, and the power supply didn't have an LED in it. So I put a blue LED on my button board, so I knew when there was power to the board. And that power supply I had went bad, and I couldn't figure it out. And I tested it; it wasn't getting any voltage. So I ordered it from Amazon, and the shipping came from China. So I had to wait and wait and wait. They said anywhere from the November 24th to December 6th, it'll be here. So I got the tracking number from Amazon, and then I put it in, and then sure enough, it arrived today. So I got that. Now my push button is working. Now I can hook up the other 4 turnouts that I put in for the 3rd level and get them all done. And it's so that came. If you see my videos, some of them you can see all the wires hanging down, and I was trying to figure out a way to raise the wires and hide them a little better. And I bought real long zip ties, and I was going to staple the zip ties up and then just let them hang on top of that. And I said, that's not a good idea. Then I had in my tool shed out in the back, I was out there rooting around for a piece of lumber and a little small piece of wood to do something. And I went up in the cabinet and I found these eyelets, and they have a thread on them. You screw them in and you can put something through it. So I said, hey, I'm going to screw that up to underneath the layout, put that long zip tie in, and then go around the bundle of wires, and then I can draw it up. And so I got to do that. So I ordered a bunch of eyelets from Amazon yesterday. They came today. And the push buttons for the 4 new turnouts I put in on the 3rd level, I ordered them from Mauser Electronics. They came from, I think, out of Texas. They deliver from. They have a place here in New Jersey. I thought, wow, they're going to come from New Jersey, but they ship out of Texas. So they have headquarters in New Jersey, and they ship out of Texas. So they came today. So that was 4 things that came today. And so all those things work. So once I get done with the wiring, then I can tie them up with the eyelets and pull the up, and they'll be hidden a lot better. I got a lot of that to do, but that's easy. I take my Dremel tool, drill a little hole, and then take the eyelet and put it in there. So I saw some guy take a screw, a hook, and with threads on it, put that in the screwdriver, then put that through the eyelet, and then he used the drill, and that turned it in. But I don't have that kind of room for a bigger drill to get into some of the spots where I have the wiring. The Dremel tool works better, but the Dremel tool doesn't have a, like the claws that you get on the end of a drill bit, on a drill, where you put the bit in and then it threads, it screws down, and that gets tighter and tighter onto the bit. The Dremel tool has the ones that you slide the bit into it. So I just use that and drill a hole, and then I take a pair of pliers and start it and twist it around. Once I get it in a couple of turns, then I can do it with my hands, and that'll take care of that project. So I've been wanting to get those wires moved, but I still have some wiring yet to do on the third level and underneath the third level with the subway system. So it'll get done one of these days. And let's see what else. I have a couple other things on order. Oh, because this thing failed, like I was telling you guys earlier, I went on Miller Engineering and they sell just these things. So, it's a circuit board. And so I ordered one of these and replaced it. And then I saw a couple of billboards I wanted, so I ordered 2 more billboards. I'm going to place them on the layout. And every day they come on at 7 o'clock like clockwork. And I see Heath in here, and he helped me out a lot with that. And people on Discord helped me too. So between Heath and Discord, we finally got it working. And my rant of the day is, what in the world is going on in California? I ordered something from, who was it that I ordered from? At Home. ATHOM. It's not HOME. It's At Home, but they don't have the E on the end. They're the people that make the smart plugs that Heath was talking about that one night on his show, and I use now. And I needed 2 more because I have the Wooden Scenics Just Light It system, and they plug in with a power adapter, and then they work when the system's on, and they're plugged into the same power strip as the DCC system. So when the DCC system comes on, I can hit the toggle button on the side and all the buildings light up. Well, I have 2 of them, one on one side of the layout and one on the other side of the layout. So I said, I'm going to put them on JMRI, and then all the buildings will light up at, sunset and go off at, when I go to bed at night after midnight. I don't need them on when I'm sleeping. So they're coming, but they've been in Los Angeles distribution center for 3 days. And they say it's going to be here Monday. Well, it hasn't made no movement in 3 days from LA. So what are they doing, sleeping out there? I mean, I can understand that this was Thanksgiving Day and everybody ate a lot of turkey and you're sleeping, but this was Monday. Nobody's eating turkey on Monday yet. So I don't know what's going on out there, but that's holding me up, finishing up another project. But and I also ordered another engine, a GP18, an East Coastal Line engine from Model Train stuff in Maryland, but they didn't ship that yet either. They've been really busy with the Black Friday sale that they're having, and I got a good deal on this engine, and so I'm going to have that running up on the third level in it for another train. I'm going to have like 3 trains running up there. So one in the inside tracks where it used to be running, and then the big train will run in the inside track, but that'll run the full length. So by the time it gets around to here, the other train should be out of the way, but I have signals set up, so If the train's in the way, it'll stop and wait until the train gets out of the way and stuff like that. So that's what the plan is. It won't be a real long train, but it'll have a few cars on it and stuff like that. So that's what's coming down the road. And um, the billboards are coming. And then last night on Heath's channel, he said a word that I never heard of before: dust monkeys. Anybody ever hear of dust monkeys? Well, they're a neat little device that has a little pad on it, and then it hooks onto the wheel of your car, and then it cleans the rail as it goes around, takes the dust off of it. And so you put a clean car in front, and then you put another car in the back with the dust monkeys on it, and then that'll clean up the track. So I ordered a couple packs of those, and they were shipped today. See, and it all depends on the company, I guess. I ordered them last night, and they were shipped today. I don't know why any company can't do that. It doesn't make any sense. One company can and another company can't. I don't know. So anybody got any questions or concerns? Don't hesitate to ask. I guess Derail Darrell has been extremely busy. I haven't seen him. He didn't even do a show last week. Plummer and Artie did that for him. I guess he's just overwhelmed with work. And I have some of that monkeys. Yeah, so he's been very busy, I guess. I sent him a message a couple weeks ago, but I haven't heard back from him. So he's probably bombarded with his work. When you own a company, you're dedicated to that 7x24. How did that 3D print of the engine shell come out? Oh, well, the engine shell came out great, Dave. It's just this chassis is really what I've seen. Now, I emailed Athlon on Tuesday, and they replied back to me Tuesday night because I found the part number, the Athlon part number for a GP7 underframe. And I asked them, hey, do you guys have this part number? And they said, we don't carry the part number for the A-frames, the underframes. But this is supposed to be the walkway. And because the engine shell goes on top like this, and then, let me see if I can get it in the camera this way. And you can see here is a walkway, and the rails go along here. And then there's rails that go on the back, and there's rails that go on the front, and then there's rails that go on this side. So that gives you the walkway. And then there's rails that go up here for this door, and rails that go up here for that door. I got all the parts for all that stuff. I got the roof with the vents, everything. All I got to do is drill a couple holes for LEDs. The number boards, I'm going to light them up. And I'm going to maybe put ditch lights on here, stuff like that. But this should be just the walkway, and then there should be another piece that this sits on, which is the chassis, which is the underframe. And I'm not going to spend $120. One guy had one with an engine in it, and he wanted $125 for it on eBay. I said, nah, I don't, he even had a video showing the motor worked and everything, but not $125. Like I said, I printed this thing for 2 cents. I just need the file for the right parts underneath it, and that's what I've been looking for. Hey Rick, how you doing? Papa John, how you doing? So that's what's going on with the engine. This was going to be just used in my yard to switch out cars when I do my operations. And, well, it's on hold for now until I can figure out what to do with the underframe. They printed, I don't know where, I might have threw them in the other box, but I printed the parts that came with the engine that were the wheels. But the wheels they had were going to be plastic. Now, I'm not going to use plastic wheels on an engine. It ain't going to work. Got to have electric current going through to run the motor. So I guess it was just for a show or something. I don't know. So if anybody has an old GP7 that they don't want, they can send it my way. Or let me know if you know any place where I can get a GP7 underframe and walkway. It'd be good, because that's, I thought I was going to get all those files printed, and then even before I bought these trucks, I looked at that and I said, how the heck do they connect underneath there? And because, like I said, the motor is on the top part, right? The motor goes on top here, and like here's the cradle for the motor. That goes in there. It snaps in place. I'm not going to snap it in there until I get the motor in there. And then the shafts come out on each side of the motor. And then the shafts go to this. And that's what makes the wheels go, right? This has to come through. But when it comes through, there's nothing for it to mount on. I just don't know how. Even if I cut the hole out, make it bigger, and then that slides right down on there. That if I cut that and slide that right down on there, I just don't know. So yeah, I know, Dave. I need holes for the trucks, but I don't know how to mount these trucks. Like I say, I have like do I have a GP9? I don't remember. I gotta look at my roster and see if I have a GP9, or I know I don't have a GP7. Now I think there's a GP40s I have and GP. That's steam. Nope. No, I don't have any GP 9s or 7s. GP40s. Nope. Just went through my whole inventory. Yeah. GP38s, GP40s. No. F7. And, so that's where I stand. Robert, I'm not sure. Is it GP38 frame? Will that fit on a GP7? I don't know. Anybody out there know the answer to that? Because I sure as heck don't. I know that GP9 and GP7 are similar, but the guy from Athearn sent me a complete parts list of the GP9. Underframe, and then, yeah, a lot of parts. But, yeah, see, the GP7 and the GP9 are interchangeable. Because the manual that he sent me is the GP7 and GP9 locomotives operator's manual and sound guide. So, see, the walkway on this diagram looks like this, but the walkway is all cut out all the way around in here. This is all open. The net lays on top of the underframe. Then the underframe has the motor mount on it, and then stuff like that. All of the GP chassis should be the same. I'll have to see what I have. All right, Dave, thanks. So, ABC. Hello, ABC. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Well, if all the GPs are the same, then I can open up one of my GP40s or the GP38 that I have and see how the trucks are connected. Because if they're all the same, they got to have a similar mechanism for the truck. So I don't know, but that's what happens when you try to make your own, right? You find out things as you go along. I don't want to put all of the rails and stuff on the engine until after I get everything on the chassis done. But then I mount this on here, And then there's some inside there. There's some tabs that you can put small screws to screw into the. There's holes on here, and you screw them on there, and that'll mount that onto the walkway. But I don't want to put the okay, I got Mr. Plummer here. Add him.
What up? What up, YouTube peeps? And I just sent you a link, Tom. It's to a pair of trucks that have a motor in them. So if you want to do a project, they're awesome trucks for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to order a couple of them as soon as I can.
Yeah.
And I wasn't making dinner. I was preparing tomorrow's dinner. Yeah. I still have to stuff the turkey and put the butter under the skin, but I needed a break. I was tired. We've been working all day getting the house prepared because we're hosting, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have to cook turkey because I'm going to my daughter's and she's making the turkey.
See, so she's probably doing all the work tonight.
Yeah.
You lucky little devil.
Yeah. She made a whole bunch of pies the other day.
Nice. I made curry, chicken, and rice for dinner tonight.
Yeah, that's good.
Coconut curry. So good.
Yeah, it is.
DB Tech, James, David, Joe, Rix, Eric, Robert, John, School Kill. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Chilling. Okay. So I tried to email that link to myself. I wanted to see if I can get it up in case anybody else is interested.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I think I got it worked out.
Yeah.
I may not be a smart man, but I believe I can share my screen. Come on. Select it. It's not letting me. It does not want me to. Microsoft Edge does not want to share with StreamYard. It's always done it before. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Oh, he disappeared. I'll be back on in a few minutes. HO Power Trains, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, you got dropped off. You remove that one. Okay, got that. Yeah, that thing is a 5-hour print behind me. So I started that. Let's see how long ago. Oh, it's going to end up being 6 hours. So we got 4 hours and 30 minutes to go. So that'll be done around midnight. I got another one to print. I was hoping to finish before I go to bed. There, he's back.
I like hitting the wrong button all the time. I specialize in that. I think I have at least web captured it. And let's
What are you
see.
trying to do?
Show that truck set I sent to you. So if anyone else wants to have some powered trucks for their vehicle or for their
Oh, just go to present.
No, I did, but it wouldn't let me share through Microsoft Edge where I've done before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I took a screenshot. There we go. You see it?
Yeah, there you go.
Now can I zoom in? Boom. 24 US dollars. The motor is built in. Is everybody seeing this?
Yeah. I see it.
And then there is hobby search www.1999.co.jp. It's a weird site and I couldn't find it searching, but I typed that direct address in and I was able to get to the website. Mm-hmm. It's from Japan, but they'll sell it to you, no problem. You can order it. They got the US section here. But that's awesome. I'm going to get 2 of them and have 2 motors in my project vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, those well cars. I got to send you those files yet.
Please.
Yeah, but I got to make a modification to them first before I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because what happened was when they come 3 in a set, right? You got 3 together, and when I put them on the track as they were going around the curve, and this was a 24 radius curve they were going around, and they hit each other and it derailed them.
Nice.
So there's a pin that comes out of the one end, and you have the 2 cars up against each other, right? The one's molded into the end piece already, and then the other one, you snap it into the slot, and then you glue that in there, and then there's 2 holes through it, and then you can put your wheel through those 2 holes.
Gotcha.
Okay, but that pin needs to be longer, because if I make it like a quarter of an inch longer, then it won't hit as it goes around the corner. So I'm going to test it out.
Roger that. DB Tech says on Athearn the clip holds the gear stuff in place. I think I remember that.
Yeah.
And Rix says, can't you just design a clip that holds it on? Yeah, I'm using Edge. Everyone knows everything you do. You can't get away from it. I want to, but I would have to just give up technology. Just give it up. I'm out. You know, I'm going to pull my water from a well, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, Eric is ordered from that place.
Oh, yeah.
So DB Tech, we wanted to order from Temu, but there's some horror stories that once you install and sign up with the app, you can't uninstall it. Some people have had that problem. And it is a China-owned company, so they got great prices, but darn it, at what cost?
Yeah.
Just give up technology. Then I would be giving up my trains. This is running DCC. It's got to go, I'm giving up technology. I'm moving to the woods, people. I'm going to the mountains and never coming back, right? Homesteading. I think that's what it's called. Wow, 7 on one computer. Pretty good. Happy Thanksgiving, School Kill John.
Okay, John. Yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, John.
So DB Tech, yes, you have to make an account and you cannot order just straight from the web page. It prompts you to install the app when you try to order. You have to make a whole account and everything. They want it all. They want it all. Because my wife and I were going to order some stuff. Mr. Sparkmeister, what is up? Thousands of annoying emails daily.
Yeah. They somehow they got my email address too, and so it's been getting them too, and I just mark them as junk.
Well, we had a thing just to go on and purchase something with a gift card, and that was even an issue. You got to create an account. You can't really use the gift card. It's the whole thing. Randall, my dude. Yeah, I wanted to order from Temu, like at least their trees, just cheap stuff that is a good filler. But ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to, Joe. I'm definitely I can't. Hey Joe, and I'm gonna be up in April. I think the club just got, or February. Whenever the next Timonium show is. Make sure to stop by, dude. And Robert, I put the wrong month, man. My alarm went off, said Robert, Flying Crow's coming into town. I'm like, it's the 22nd, but it wasn't this month. I put it on the wrong day in the calendar. I'm pretty sure you said April. Yeah.
Let's see, Robert says
February 4th and 5th. Yeah. So I'm hoping to visit you, Mr. Joe Raider. You didn't install the app? Well, you're lucky. They must be wanting my information more than yours. Get that short beep.
Yeah. What's February 4th and 5th?
Oh, you're not going to be there in April now? Okay, you are going to be here in April. Right. I got to go put it in. I just had to make sure. I couldn't remember, but I put it in for today and it's going off and I'm like, that ain't right. I know it ain't right. You got it, Joe.
Bring out the drinks, Donnie.
Oh yeah, you guys caught the holiday train. That's awesome. So what set of trucks do you have there? I didn't get a good look at them earlier.
Who, me?
Thomas? Yeah, the ones you're trying to put on that body.
They're here.
Oh, that's an Athearn truck. Yeah.
Yeah, Athearn truck.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure DB Tech's right. It goes up, and like the drive shaft and the clip that goes on the worm gear is all that holds that truck in. As soon as you move that clip off the top, the truck drops out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So then all I got to do is cut out this section.
Interesting. Robert said he got a cigar holder. They are good for natural gas tanks and water tanks. Outstanding.
Cigar holder.
No, but I hope someone posts a video of that holiday train. I like the Christmas trains. Yeah. Robert and Wilmer will be in April. Nice. That's what, yeah, it's going to be a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you just have to cut out the opening, like look at an Athearn body, Thomas, and just cut out the same opening. And then once you put the motor and everything in and the drive shaft, it should hold it up. Yeah, a pretty big rectangle.
Yeah.
Oh, cigar tubes. I was wondering what kind of cigars you were smoking, but okay, the tubes. Got it. That makes perfect sense.
You see this? Can you see that on there? This here little design that goes there. I'm wondering if that's like a Bachmann design.
It resembles a Bachmann truck.
Yeah, maybe. maybe whoever made this model probably had a Bachmann and modeled it after that instead of an Athearn.
Joe, do you think I don't know, Sparky? Sparky, what is the verdict? Joe says you are coming in April.
Yeah.
It does look like a Bachmann though. And I found tons of Bachmann, used Bachmann trucks with all the gears in them for like $10 a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this up on Tinkercad and cut that out. I'm not gonna cut it out because it'll make a mess.
Right. Another print.
Yeah.
Oh, not in April. Cubans. The big kind. Sorry, guys. I'm getting over. I had a really bad sinus infection.
Oh, yeah.
The doctors treated me like I was infectious on Monday. They came out in their suit, like the full gown, double mask, gloves, swabbing me. I got nothing. No COVID, no flu. It's just a sinus infection.
See, they're all paranoid. That's what it is.
They were, dude. But then I watched her swab the lady next to me, right? Because they had these two cones, I guess, where all the patients come up if they fear they have COVID. And she went over there and just one mask and nothing else. I'm like, what in the hell?
Right. Well, I can understand if it was a guy and it was a girl, right? Maybe it was different. I don't know.
I don't know. Looks like your printer's going pretty hard back there. What is it printing?
Well, I was I'm making holders for the Dremel tool.
Eric. Hilarious. Yeah, dude. Me too. You know? I mean, I literally thought it was a cold or the flu, but not sinuses, but it's 100% sinuses.
Yeah.
I'm getting the headaches up here too, like, you know.
Well, I don't want to make you feel bad, but I can't even remember the last time I had a headache.
Oh, you're a lucky soul.
Yeah.
Some people are lucky. I didn't have headaches for the longest time. And then in my 30s, they hit, and it wasn't fun.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear a funny one? On the radio, they play this advertisement for this company that does therapy, physical therapy, if you have aches and pains, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the DJs are saying, yeah, I go there and it fixes my back and everything. And I was going to call up the radio station and say, hey, I got a pain in my ass. Will they take care of that?
I mean, I wear a mask, guys. As a plumber, there's plenty of times I wore masks just to not get poo on my face. So, it doesn't bother me there.
Yeah, well, that's because you're working in stuff like that. You might want to wear a mask, but that's it. But I see people driving around now with masks on. What are they doing?
Yeah, well, they're probably Uber or Lyft drivers, No.
They don't need to wear them anymore. Uber said you don't have to wear masks.
Hey, you know what's worse than somebody driving around with a mask on and nobody else in the car? Watching another plumber snake a sewer and then go grab his sandwich without washing his hands. I've seen that.
Yeah. Now these aren't Uber drivers, because all the Uber drivers have that little blue sign in their window.
Not all of them. That's only like the gold drivers, But I'm about to put this little N scale beauty up.
Oh, is that what you got? The N scale stuff?
Yeah, this is one of them from the stuff my uncle dropped off to me.
Yeah.
Get that little beauty set up. Small, keep it out of the way. Don't have a lot of work to do, but I still have a train running. We are going to get the big village out. We were at Goodwill earlier today, and I got a reindeer training building, reindeer flight training, and then some reindeer that are being trained.
Hey, I just watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer last night for the first time in a long time.
Look at Eric try to run up a hill with a gas mask. He was in the military, so I'm sure he had all kinds of mask training. Which part, DB Tech? Yep, David. It's up everywhere for real.
Yes, it is.
Sparky, my uncle gave it to me. I got his whole estate. Like, he was like, here you go, son. Boom. I got 10 more. And it came with all these boxes.
Yeah.
No one can see. Sparky, I'll get out I've got one of those magnifying glass lights. I'll put it over top so the guests can look down in it. Yeah, Sparky, you have a Z scale caboose. Man, thanks, James. Appreciate that. Oh,
Sparky.
yeah, snake in a drain and eating a sandwich. Oh, it's horrible, bro.
He has a Z scale. What is that? Like you need a magnify. You need a microscope to see
it. Z probably. Yeah, so you're allergic to the dust. Apparently, I'm allergic to the leaf mold, and that's what sparked the sinus infection.
What kind of mold?
Leaf.
Oh, the leaves outside?
Yeah. So when they start to fall and it gets really thick, like you go outside and you just smell it.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a lot of leaves in my front yard. I don't smell nothing.
I mean, I live in a thick woods. This thing's been here since the turn of the century without being bulldozed or chemicaled up with all the Roundups and the green coated grass seed. I went and tried to buy grass seed without that Roundup coating feed thing on it. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about, son.
Oh, well, Roundup has been sued so
many times. That's Barky. Uh-oh, David got G scale. What up, G? Welcome to the G Club. Hey. I didn't read the second part. Tammy, Ray, what's up?
Going to sleep, 9 o'clock. Must have had a busy day, Tammy. Well, have a good night and happy Thanksgiving to you and Ray and your family.
Well played. Papa John, what's up, brother? I don't know if I said what's up earlier. My brain is still foggy from the infection, sinus infection.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'll knock you out.
Mm. I mean, I've had antibiotics for a day or so now. I feel much better. Like I was just dead in the bed.
Right. Yeah, about a month ago, I had a sinus infection, and the doctor gave me antibiotics. And a couple of days later, it's all gone.
Oh, so fortunate. I am not. Bringing up my grocery list. I see how you are. I have seen a T-scale train in a video. They got real close,
Is that smaller than Z?
I think so. Oh, and I think there's like a TT scale, even smaller than that.
I guess they're trying to make it so that people that live in an apartment can have a layout.
Making like suitcase and briefcase layouts. Like they open up, boom, and you got a whole layout there.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome, actually. Which wheels? Oh, TT's the British version of N. Okay, so it is smaller than Z.
Yeah, C is smaller than Z, yeah. I knew that. But
he's in bed, Grammy Tammy, but I will.
TT is the British version of N.
Mm-hmm.
Do
I
they
want
have?
the HO on the N scale track. What is
I wonder
that?
if they have 3-rail for TT.
Oh yeah.
I said I wonder if they do. I can't imagine that small.
Oh, that's awesome, James. Stainless steel. I haven't emailed or looked or anything. The ones for the Athearn. I did a preliminary look on their website. I could not find anything. I need to contact them.
For what?
So apparently you can get stainless steel Athearn blue box wheels replacement, to replace the old. And I know I got one right here. If you guys just bear with me, my knee feels like it's gonna fall off. I got the old steel wheels on that, Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, they look really grimy. Mike, Mike, what's up? So yeah, you can get replacement stainless steel wheels for these.
Yeah.
And I think
If
Jason,
that's an Athearn blue box, you can get the part.
yeah. So I just thought I haven't found them. That's all. I got an email. I think
Is
he
that
said
a
I can
Southern
email.
Pacific engine?
The engine's good.
No, is that a Southern Pacific? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blue box.
Yeah.
And you can tell I built it because it's all cattywampus,
Yeah. Yeah, I have two SPs, but they're DD40s. They have two motors in them. And they have two decoders in them.
TT halfway between O and N. Oh wow. Size of a pen. Interesting. But I was told that the Genesis motors will fit. So I might replace them with Genesis when I do the conversion to DCC.
Yeah, you'd probably be better off.
Yeah, it's better. Oh, nice, Joe. Nice.
Well,
And did you keep the regular motor in there? Or are you just saying the wheels? Give me some clarification.
Yeah. On my two DD40s,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the motor mounts got so brittle they broke off, and so I tried to 3D print motor mounts, and they didn't work. But then Athearn had the motor mounts, and those engines I bought them back in 1978.
Gotcha. Get them, Eric. Get them. Wheels only. Roger that, Joe. So yours DCC and the old blue box, and you're not blowing decoders because I'm hearing people blowing a lot of decoders with the original old motor that's in there. Peyton, what's up, my dude?
Well, they blow them up because they don't wire it correctly.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to get that track work. I mean, that's okay. If I have to change the drive shafts, that's fine. It'll probably be the Athearn drive shafts. But you can see this is the one. It's got the two big old flywheels in it on either side.
Right.
Gotta love that.
Yep.
But yeah, some people say I've seen online, and some people in the club have said that these old motors will pull up to 2 amps sometimes, and that'll blow a decoder. Pardon me.
Well, you have to check how many amps you're pulling before you put the decoder in.
I have to get some bridge rectifiers. I really need to order myself some bridge rectifiers. I've got some voltmeters and stuff, some little, panels, display panels. Clip it right on.
Yeah.
But it'll only work in one direction. It won't work in the other one.
Yeah. I got mine from DCC Concepts. The meters. I have 3 of them on my layout. I have 3 districts. Each district.
Roger that.
Yeah. Yep. And I always look at them, and it's hardly drawing anything, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the stuff I added, and it still didn't do anything.
I don't have the cash to find out that I was wrong. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, so my Digitrax DCS 52, it has its own built-in breaker. Like I can just drop something on there and it will just beep like, "Hey, buddy, you know, you've shorted." Yes, please, Eric.
Yeah, all my bus lines are on a circuit breaker.
I mean, when I do the big layout, I will have, you know, a circuit breaker or one of those circuit boards that have like 4 breakers on it for 4 districts.
Yeah, I forget who makes those. I got all NCE stuff, and I got the EV1s that are only for one, and I got 18 of them.
Yeah. The only thing that's holding me up, like I soldered this one together, but this wire is really thin. And I got some bigger wire, but when I try to solder it to the switches, it melts them. So I got to find the clips that I can crimp and then just plug onto the back of the switch, you know. This wire right here, I can use it on this little loop. I don't know, you guys can't see it. It's really tiny. But if I had a bigger loop, it wouldn't push the amperage needed to get the locomotive going. You know, it'd be a choke point.
I saw guys make circuit breakers with light bulbs.
Yeah, you can. They use the 2-ended light bulbs in your car, you know, the little one up top.
Yeah.
Yeah, what lesson did they teach you, David?
Yeah, I was having a problem originally with the circuit breakers, you know, because the train would derail and then it would hit this, you know, especially on a turnout or something. Mm-hmm. Then the circuit breaker would go off, and then it would come right back on again, and the engine would start up right away again. Mm-hmm. And so then I changed them all to use a push button. So when the circuit's tripped, it flashes the light, and then I have to hit the button to reset it. So that gives me time to set everything back normal and then hit the button. Gotcha. I don't want it to do it for me, you know.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think David went with the lights, if I'm not mistaken. He's got the bulbs.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people doing them with bulbs.
Mm-hmm. And when it shorts out, the bulb lights up and you're good to go.
Right.
1156 pulls the power from the track. Hold on. It saves your DC system from tripping, possibly burning. Okay. Really, Chris? Really? And what's up, brother? I didn't know you were in here.
Yeah. Hello, Chris. How you doing?
You know, and I've heard that side too. But see, I'm the guy that those things will just happen to, right? You know, so I you know, oh man, I start to get nervous when I think about trying it. I'm sitting here looking down at it, you know, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I have my 2 ST40s are sitting in a box right underneath me, so they're here. That means they're coming up to be worked on.
Nice. Give me a second. I want to go get something to show you guys I've been working on. Oh. You. So I printed out the crystals for one crystal cluster for the mine scene and put some LEDs in it. Let's see if it'll be visible on the camera. The last time I tried this, it wasn't very visible on the camera, you know, so we'll...
Of course.
Showed the lights that I put in a building. Come on, clip on. They're yellow and white wires. I can never remember which one is negative and which one is positive. Guess neither of them. Either that or this LED I glued in said, nope, you ain't working, or I'm not working for you. Ah, there we go. Shabam.
Yeah.
You know? So I got
You
that.
you could put red and yellow flickering in there and have it look like fire.
Could. You know, that's what it looks like. There you go.
Yep.
And then for, you know, that's going to go in the mine. And then I've been printing other stuff like maybe a safety door, you know, the safety room in the mine. If there's a collapse, you go to the room and that's where you'll get rescued from, right? Supposedly. Right. And then I printed this beauty and painted it. I mean, I did definitely painted that up as well. I think I did all right. Not too bad. Not too shabby. I printed that. Look at that.
Yeah, it's mine entrance.
Yep. Peace out, Joe. You have a happy Thanksgiving too, brother.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
So you too, Robert, huh? Man. Oh, nickel wheels.
I did replace
Chris,
them.
can you send me a link for those nickel wheels, please? Thanks, David. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, nickel wheels, huh?
E-doggy. What's going on here? All right. Well, I've got to get back to preparations. Thomas, it's been fun. Sorry I couldn't be on longer, bud.
Okay, I'm gonna be going soon too, because an hour and a half is good enough for me right now.
Roger that. I hope everyone has a phenomenal Thanksgiving. Thanks for chilling, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Peace and locomotive grease.
Take it easy, Palmer. All right, guys. Well, like he said, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And I hope you all enjoy the day and everybody be safe out there. And if anybody doesn't have anything else to ask or say, I'm going to say have a good night to everyone. And we'll see you all next week. I'm not sure who's on next week. I think, I know who's on next week. James and Mike, Trackside Mike and James Dundas. They're going to be on next Wednesday. It's the 5th Wednesday in the month. November's a short month and it had 5 Wednesdays in it. Go figure. So that's it, folks. I'm going to say good night. And everybody have a great night. And we'll all see you again soon. And if anybody wants a sticker from me, just go on my About page and you got my email address. I'll be glad to send you one. Everybody have a good night. And again, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you all later. Take care.